Good morning.
Morning.
Wow, my nose has completely disappeared.
You can still see your eyebrows though, that's good.
Thank goodness. I got the good Del Val eyebrows, yes. Good morning. Dr. Mary,
Hello.
don't be a butt.
Okay.
Come on. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
We're having a little bit of a tiff because Dr. Mary accused me of cutting his head off on the camera, which was not my intention. I was trying to position it, wasn't I? Anyway. What are we talking about today?
Challenges.
Are you going to be one word guy today?
Well, we're doing challenges.
Okay.
Challenge Friday, I thought this was called.
Yes, it is. Good morning, Hamida. So, we started talking about this last night and had kind of an interesting conversation around it, which we wanted to share with you today because I think it really speaks to the importance of perspective. So Maz had this really great idea that the challenge that we would pose to you for this first weekend was find something to do together with your spouse or with whoever is important in your life. Go do something together. Fun or constructive or whatever. And it was kind of inspired by yesterday's conversation when Quinn said that he felt like it was really important to repairing he and Maz's relationship because they had a project to work on. And so it allowed them to focus on something else while repairing their relationship. So I love this idea of finding a project. The challenge, I think, to this is that it's not so easy to get someone who's got an addiction challenge or an excessive challenge of some substance to say yes to things. I had to really, really work to get Maz to say yes. You've heard me say that I kind of had to dangle alcohol out in front of him. So I would say, well, if we go for a bike ride, we can bike to a restaurant, we can bike to a bar, whatever. And so I posed that to you, and you kind of pushed back on it because you said, well, yeah, but I did it.
Yeah, I got some vague memory of actually liking doing something when I could be reasoned into doing something. I mean, ultimately, it's more fun now.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I've been known to suggest the odd bike ride first myself.
You suggest them a lot.
But
Yeah.
it's now this may not be easy, but the challenge is to try and do something. It doesn't have to be huge. You could be going for a walk, or you
Raking leaves.
You've put off trimming bushes in your backyard for weeks or years. In our case,
Yeah, they're
they're looking a little
robust.
Snaggly. Try and see if just say let's try this for an hour. See what happens. I honestly think if you can engage someone to do something, there's a fairly good chance that they might actually you can be productive together. And don't think small. Take a small step first. Don't think, hey, let's redecorate the bedroom.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right. It might be as simple as going for a walk. It's not going to be beautiful this weekend, but it's going to be nice this weekend. So go for a walk.
Yeah, you might even have a conversation about something you haven't talked about in a long time.
Yeah, I think maybe the step is to invite the person with the addiction to suggest the activity so that it doesn't sound like another thing you are setting them up to fail at, which then causes you to nag on them, which then causes them to feel worse. It's that downward dangerous spiral. At Sandy's house, they do crossword puzzles together.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that's kind of fun. I wonder how we would do with crossword puzzles.
Terribly.
Well, we would do better than we did with real puzzles.
Gee, yes, I can't think we could do any worse than a jigsaw puzzle. Good Lord.
Yeah, we got to start with the elementary puzzles.
Yeah, we should have got the 12-piece ones.
Yeah, we
the
sure should
brick
have.
things about
Yeah,
this big.
yeah, with the little poles.
You know what? If you're empty nesters and you've got loads of Legos in the basement, pull out some Legos and say, let's build something.
You know, I just read an article the other day that Lego is starting to make adult Lego kits because there is all this research that says Lego building is an unbelievable stress reducer. So, for instance, you can buy, this won't mean much to you, but you can buy this Central Perk coffee shop from Friends.
Yeah.
You can buy all of Diagon Alley. I got to tell you, that was really difficult for me to not hit send on that order. I don't love Legos,
Remember
so
the train,
easy.
the Hogwarts train.
The
Good
Hogwarts
Lord.
train. I'm telling you, man, I got a PhD in Hogwarts train building. But yeah, I think if there is something fun, something trivial, something that allows you to fixate or focus on something else, you can just realize that you've had a really nice time together. And it doesn't have to be something stressful, something, Maz's point is great. Decide to do something together for an hour. And then if you ask your addict person to name the activity, don't comment on the activity, which is hard. You know, you might have said, well, I want to watch A Bridge Too Far, right? Is that film?
That's a good one. That's a
okay,
good film.
so Maz loves World War II films. I love them less.
That's a fantastic way of putting it.
I know. I'm trying to have a positive
I
spin
really
on
love
it.
40s and 50s sci-fi movies, and Dana loves them less.
I love those definitely less. But if you are going to ask your person what they would like to do, and they say, well, I'd like to watch A Bridge Too Far, you can't do this. You have to say, okay. Because I think some trust needs to be built that sometimes you can have conversation, you can spend time together that is independent of the struggle that you are in. It doesn't fix it. It doesn't make it okay. It just says for this hour or for this period of time, we're going to set it aside and we're going to just focus on something else. We all do that in our day-to-day lives. It's how bathrooms go uncleaned for so long. We just set that obligation aside or that responsibility.
I mean, if you're sitting down doing something, then we're talking about an addict, and they're engaged. I mean, I didn't really understand it until I thought about it, and the more I was willing to embrace being sober, the more I actually asked questions. And you know, the art therapy we had every morning, it takes your mind off everything, and it's incredibly therapeutic. So just doing something for, even if it's watching a third of a movie.
Yeah. Or an episode of TV
You
whatever.
engage people, and people who are engaged who are suffering from an addiction don't reach for their addiction as often. If you're interested in doing something, you can actually go a lot longer without wanting to have a drink.
Yeah. So the challenge for you this weekend, in case you're unclear, is invite the addict, the person struggling with something in your life, to suggest an activity that the two of you can do together, or that you can do as a family. These were all family suggestions.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a super sexist, poorly technologically filmed B-film. Your kids could watch those. Then you could have a great opportunity to say, see, this is how women don't get treated anymore. There's
That's true.
good things
Some
around that.
of them are a bit, especially nowadays when you watch them, you think, really?
Yeah, it's
So
rough.
there was this one I was watching where there was a group of astronauts, 2 of them were women. I thought, excellent, the 50s, women in space. And of course, they cooked and put the dinner table together on the spaceship.
As they should.
I said, well,
Anyway.
but anyway, that's the whole point. Do something together.
Ask your person to make a suggestion. Just joyfully say yes to the suggestion, recognizing that it's not going to fix anything, but it's also not going to hurt anything. And there is a lot to be said for just being able to get to Monday morning and say, wow, we had a great Saturday afternoon, or
we had a
super
great
Sunday
2
morning.
hours on a Saturday. It's a small first step.
Absolutely. And then my challenge to you, our challenge to you, is if you know someone who should be watching these, please share them. If you are interested, please sign up for our email newsletter that comes out on Saturdays, because it's a recap of these 5 videos and some other things. And you could also sign up for my YouTube channel. So just go to Extraordinary on YouTube. But I'll put links to all of that in this, in the comments of this live stream. So I think that's a pretty good Friday. And let me publicly state, I'm sorry that I brought up that we were having a little fight at the beginning, Dr. Mary.
Thank you. Even the dog's upset. Look, now the dog's
terribly upset. How will we get over it? Have a super weekend. Stop it, Lil. Have a great weekend. Take the challenge up and let us know how it goes. Send us a little note to say, hey, I tried it and it worked, or hey, I tried it and it was a total bust. You know what? All you can do is try.
Yep.
So, happy weekend. See you on Monday.
See you Monday.
Bye.